Yeah, hello. My name is Anand. In this AWS Solutions Architect Associate, I wish to demonstrate about this module 7, connecting networks. That is the guided lab. Okay, here in this guided lab, we are selecting this topic, creating a VPC peering connection. So already I have started this lab. You can see this is the lab. Lab overview is after completing this lab, you should be able to create a VPC peering connection and also configure your route tables using your VPC peering connection. So yes, at the end of this lab, the architecture looks like this. There are two VPCs especially. You have two VPCs. Yeah, we need to peer them. So the task one is creating a VPC connection. I have already started the lab. You see, this is my console. I go to VPC dashboard. VPC dashboard. I just introduced to the, we have two VPCs basically. Uh, so a VPC peering connection is one networking connection between two VPCs that enables you to route traffic between them privately. Instances in either VPCs can communicate with each other like they are in the same network. So you can create a VPC peering connection between your own VPCs in a VPC into another account, or with the same, or with a different region also, or with the VPC in a different region. The VPCs are provided as part of the lab. There are two VPCs. One is lab VPC and the other is shared VPC. Lab VPC has inventory application that runs on EC2 and on a instance on a public subnet. Shared VPC has a database instance that has a private subnet. You see this one in the VPCs, there are total three. One is the default one. You can see this lab VPC, and the other one is shared VPC. So you see this one, this is the lab VPC. You have this 10.0.0/16, the shared VPC on 10.5.0.0/16. You see there is a public subnet which is connected to lab VPC. Yeah, you can see this one, lab public subnet. You can see this is connected to your lab VPC, this one, and of course your lab private subnet is also with the lab VPC. The other shared VPC subnet 1 and subnet 2 works on, you can see on shared VPC. The IPs you can see 10.0.0.0/24, 10.0 subnets /23. Okay, this is on private subnet. And here you have shared VPC, both of them on private subnets, 10.5.20/23, 10.5.00/23. Right. So you have an internet gateway which is attached to your lab IGW. This is attached to your lab VPC, and internally your lab VPC and shared VPC will be communicating each other using these route tables. So now let us go with the lab. So this is the basic understanding. So in services, I have already chosen this fifth one. Sixth one is we have to choose peering. In order to have communication between two VPCs, you can have a peering. So I'll just duplicate this one. The other one I'll also demonstrate about what EC2 instances which you have already. So here you see this, where is this instance? Compute, go to instances, EC2. See, you have couple of one instance running, that is your app server. This is your app server. I keep this one aside. So here create peering connection. In the left navigation, choose peering connections. We will choose this one, peering connections. So which is there, here you can see this one in your VPCs. This is the last one, peering connections. So select that. There is nothing, no peers as of now. Remember, yeah, we are going to create a peering connection. So the name which you can give, lab peer. Lab peer, the requester acceptor is lab VPC, and acceptor is the second one is your shared VPC. So please remember, the requester is your lab VPC and your, which is the same, and you can see this acceptor is your shared VPC. I have selected both. Right. That's all. And create a peering connection. Choose OK. See this one once again. So select another VPC to peer, same account. If you are having another account or in another region, you can define accordingly. right. So now tag is also done. Create a peering connection. So this will create a peering connection and choose OK. Yeah, you see this one? A peering connection lab has been requested. Yes, you can see this, which has been connected, which has been created already, and then choose OK. When a VPC connection is created, the target VPC must accept the request. The target VPC must accept the request because it might be owned by a different account also. So alternatively, the user creates the peering connection might not have permission. Suppose if you are creating in a different one, yes, it is like. So select lab peer. So we need to peer that lab peer. Peering connections. You have this lab peer, okay. And then what you need to do, lab peer, under actions, accept request. Under actions, you accept the request from the requester or from the acceptor actually. So you accept the request. Until then it will not accept the request. Yeah, it is now accepted, and now you can see it is now done as accept. This is closed, finished. So we have created, we have peered both the VPCs. So now let us configure your route table. So you have one VPC, you have another VPC. You see here both the VPC is 10.00/16, 10.5.00/16. So we need to create a peering connection route. Okay. So in the go to route table and select this lab public route table. So here route table, the first part is already done. Select this lab public route table, yeah, and say edit routes. You need to add a route. So here, see this edit route. So here you already have an IGW which is connected to your internet gateway using the public interface. So edit routes, okay. You need to add one more route. You need to add one more route. This is destination 10.5.00/16 needs to be peered using the CADR block of range. Target is peering connection from the lab peer which you have just created. So here select this value and also you select this peering connection. You have just created this one lab peer and say save routes. Select peering lab peer and say save routes and say close. Save changes. Yes, you should see an additional route which has been created like this. Okay, so this is done now. This is done now. See here this particular one. So in the routes lab, in the routes tab, choose edit. So the first part is done. I mean point number 12 and 13 is done in the lab public route table. Similarly, in the shared VPC route table, we need to do some editing. So here go back to route table. So this part is done. So select the other route table. See this one, shared VPC route table. Yeah, shared VPC. Select that. Yeah, under routes you have something like edit routes. There is nothing 10.5.00 which is a local. So now here your destination is, you need to add a route. Okay, select this CADR range and select peering lab peer. So both sides we are doing. So just copy paste to this particular yeah, peering connection and say lab peer and say save changes. Sorry, we need to give this route actually 10.00/16. It's not 10.5.00. That is a local one. That is local one. Just go back, replace this one with 10.0.0.0. This is the VPC of lab VPC. This is already local. Yeah. So after that we have already selected and save routes and say close. So this will complete our task number 2. Yes, it is done. So, we have edited the routes in both the cases. Yeah, finally, we need to test. So, initially we have peered, and then we have also in task 2 we have done a routing. So, go to services EC2. Yes, I take this one EC2, which we already have this instance, right. So, in instances IPv4, copy the IPv4 public IP into the description tab and select this browser IP address. Okay, this is my public IP. So, that is shown in the description tab. Yes, we can also see this particular one in this description tab, the IPv4 public IP here, or both of them are same. So, this one 182.1.9 is exactly the same 182.1.9. Okay. So, I have selected that description tab, new IP address. You should see, open the web browser of that particular IP. I am opening that and pasting here. You should see the inventory system. Please configure the settings to connect to the database. Okay. Yeah, I could see that. So, go to settings and configure the endpoint. So, to find this endpoint, select details next to AWS, choose show and then copy the endpoint. Go to details and show you have the database server endpoint. See this is the endpoint. Okay, I did that. Settings, this is your endpoint. Okay, the database name is, you can see here, inventory, admin and lab-psswrd. Admin, the password is lab-psswrd and say save. Yeah, you can see the data. Now, this instance is connected to the database server. You see this one, the application should now show the database. This step confirms that the VPC peering connection was established because shared VPC does not contain an internet gateway. Yeah, we don't have internet gateway, we have only to the public subnet to the lab VPC only. Shared VPC does not have internet gateway. The only way to access the database through the VPC peering connection. Yes, absolutely, this is done. So, once if you see your data, the records coming, you can add inventory or whatever it is. So, let me check if he asked us to add inventory. This step confirms shared VPC, yes, should now show the database. If you want to, you can add inventory and then delete or whatever it is that. So, just let me submit. And see, let me see how much accuracy we did. Yeah, you got 30 by 30. This is exercise is completely perfectly done. Okay, thank you very much. Let us meet again in a different lab. Thank you and bye.